I wish he'd never come back. What was that?
I think... Oh, nothing. The wind, perhaps.
Well, my darling, if Master Edgar and his beautiful home mean heaven to you, you'd better enter that heaven and take your place among the Linton angels. The only thing is, I wonder if I belong in heaven. I dreamed once I was there, and I broke my heart with weeping to come back to earth, to the bleak moors. And I awoke, sobbing with joy, on top of Wuthering Heights. And so you see, Ellen, I suppose I've really no more business marrying Edgar Linton than I'd have in heaven. But, oh, Ellen, what can I do?
You're thinking of Heathcliff?
Who else? He's sunk so low. He seems to take pleasure in being mean and brutal, and yet he's more myself than I am. Whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same. Everything he's suffered, I've suffered too. The little happiness he's known, I've known. If everything else in the world died, and only Heathcliff remained, life would still be full for me. Who was that? Ellen, I heard...
Miss Kathy. Miss Kathy.
Yes, Joseph.
Heathcliff's taken Master Hindley's best horse, and he's gone.
Gone? Ellen, did he hear what I said?
Yes, Miss Kathy.
How much did he hear?
Oh, I'm not sure, but I think the way you said it would degrade you to
No.
marry him.
No, Heathcliff! Heathcliff, come back! Come back, Heathcliff!
On that stormy winter night, a century ago, the traveler Lockwood sat in the musty guest room at Wuthering Heights, listening to the stories told him by the old servant, Ellen. Outside, the wind swept over the moors, shaking the ancient house to its foundations. The lamp on the mantelpiece flickered, casting eerie shadows.
That night, Heathcliff went away. Kathy ran far across the moors after him in the bitter cold, calling his name into the wind. Hours later in the morning, Edgar Linton found her, half frozen in her silken party dress, unconscious on the crag the children used to call the castle. For weeks after she was ill, the Lintons took her to their manor house, and I was glad. For day by day, the strange influence that Heathcliff had had upon Kathy wore off, and she was happy with Edgar.
Why can't you remain here forever, Kathy?
Oh, Edgar, you and your sister, you've been too kind to me already.
If I can make you happy by just being kind, that should be enough for me. After all, what else can I give you?
What else? You've given me a great deal else, Edgar. You've given me your own self, your strength.
My strength?
You'd understand if you really knew what my life was before. It was like the moors, endless and desolate. And I was lost in them, calling for someone in the darkness to save me, and nobody answered. I couldn't even see the trace of a path. I was so frightened, so terribly alone. And suddenly you were there, Edgar. You held out your hand and led me back to a way of living I thought I'd lost forever. What you said long ago is true. There was a curse on me. It kept me from being myself, or at least what I wanted to be. And that kept me from living in heaven. There. Do you understand now?
Kathy, my darling, let me take care of you forever. Let me guard you and love you always.
Would you? Would you love me always?
Always, Kathy.
Then let's be married, Edgar. Quickly. Quickly.
If the Linton home had seemed heaven to me before, I don't know what to call it after she became its mistress. The only one who did not seem completely happy was Edgar's sister, Isabella. A year or two after the marriage, the three of them sat in the drawing room. Edgar reading, Isabella playing the spinet, Kathy quietly doing petty points, when the door knocker sounded. When I saw who it was, I went back into the drawing room.
Oh, what's the matter? I've come back. Tell him I'm not at home, Ellen.
Not at home, darling. To whom?
It's Heathcliff.
Heathcliff. Well, does he seem the same, Ellen?
No, sir. I hardly recognize him. Fine clothes. He seems quite the gentleman.
Don't prattle, Ellen. I said I didn't wish to see him.
Oh, nonsense, Kathy. It's been a long time. Bygones must be bygones.
Oh, yes, let us see some kind of caller.
Show him in, Ellen.
Yes, sir.
Edgar, this is a mistake.
Why, Kathy, your hands are trembling.
Are they?
The past is dead, dear. Don't hesitate to smile and be nice to him, because I'll understand it's my wife who loves me who smiles.
Thank you, Edgar. You always understand.
Mr. Heathcliff.
Come in.
Hello, Kathy.
How are you, Heathcliff? Have you met my sister Isabella?
Oh, I'm sorry. How do you do, Miss Linton?
We are glad to see a guest, sir.
Thank you.
Well, Heathcliff, I must say I've never seen such a complete change in a man. You seem to have prospered. You must have gone to America.
I did.
We wondered where you went.
You must have found at least a gold mine.
No, I merely remembered that my father was an emperor of China, and my mother a queen of India.
I beg your pardon.
So I claimed my inheritance. Kathy will understand. It's an old joke between us.
I see. Are you staying long in the neighborhood?
I'm staying the rest of my life.
Really?
I've just bought the horses, the cattle, and the moors belonging to the estate known as Wuthering Heights.
No!
You mean Kathy's brother Hindley sold out?
Yes. But he doesn't know it yet. I imagine it'll be a shock when Hindley discovers that his gambling and drinking debts were paid up for him by his former stable boy.
Heathcliff, you can't have done that.
That's as underhanded a piece of work as I've ever heard of. If I'd known that his holdings were being stolen by a stranger...
I remind you, Mr. Edgar Linton, that I am not a stranger. I'm merely a neighbor. So now, I'll say good night.
Wait, Heathcliff.
Well?
I want you to know that we sometimes have friends who come here as guests. Edgar and I. Edgar, I think you behaved abominably.
What?
And you too, Kathy.
What in thunder do you mean?
You could at least have been civil. You dismissed him as if he'd been a servant.
Well, do you consider him anything else?
Yes, I find he's grown fascinating and distinguished.
Really, Isabella, I hope I misunderstand.
Well, you don't. We see all too few people. And I, for one, shan't be rude if he ever calls again. Edgar, I greatly dread what the future will bring.
Oh, nonsense, darling. I tell you, the past is dead.
That's all, Joseph. You'll stay on, of course.
Thank you, sir. Shall I pack Master Hindley's things?
Oh, just move him out of the master's bedroom. He'll remain under this roof.
Master Hindley, sir?
Oh, yes, he gave me a roof once when I needed it. I take it he's drinking a great deal.
Yes, sir. Though Dr. Kenneth has ordered him not to.
Well, give him all the drink he wants.
Yes. A lady is waiting to see us, sir.
A lady?
From Linton Manor, sir.
Why didn't you tell me? In the future, announce visitors at once. Oh. Miss Linton.
Are you disappointed, sir?
Oh, not at all.
Well, I was passing by and my horse went lame.
I see.
Mr. Heathcliff, I want to tell you I'm furious with my brother and with Kathy. They received you most shamefully last night.
Your brother didn't send you with this apology, did he?
Oh, no. No, in fact, he's forbidden me to.
To speak to me, eh?
Well, yes.
And Kathy also forbade you?
Yes.
Then in all the moorland, you are my only friend. Hmm?
Well, I would like to be.
Thank you. Miss Linton, I enjoy frankness. You didn't come here to apologize, and your horse didn't go lame.
Why?
You came because you're lonely, because the house you live in is too heavily wooded for an outsider, and because it's no joy to ride the moors alone. Is that right?
Yes.
Then you needn't be lonely anymore, my dear.
Oh.
What, do you think it's strange that I should kiss you?
I don't know.
You hated it?
No.
I see you like frankness, too.